The following show is intended for an adult audience. We may use explicit language or discuss mature themes. Monkeyboy may react strongly, such as screaming if he encounters a spider. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone
Hello,
in
Nick.
the chat. Hello, Monkeyboy. How are you, good sir? How are you on this fine bank holiday weekend?
I'm all right, thank you. It feels like I haven't spoken to you in, 90 seconds or something? It's crazy.
Yeah, something like that. I think you're probably sick of all my constant phone calling, my neurotic phone calling. How are you? How are you? But no, how's your week been anyway? I mean, I know, but I'm just doing this for the sake of, like, you know, the people in the chat who don't know how your week's been. How have you been, mate?
It's been all right. It's been a bit up and down, but generally it's been all right. I've received a couple of new Motu figures in the post, which I was quite chuffed to receive. Some of the new cartoon collection Motu figures. So I've got Beastman and Trapjaw. So very happy to have those.
Because we all know that you need more Motu. Who doesn't need
I know,
more Motu,
I haven't got
right?
nearly enough. How's your week been? How have you been doing?
It's been good, man. I've just finished work for like 18 days, so I've got a bit of time off. But in that time, I've got to go to Cardiff, I've got to go to Birmingham, I've got to redo my bathroom, eat lots of chocolate, and visit family. This is too much. It's not really a holiday. I'm going to need another like 18 days off afterwards to recover. That's the only downside to all this. But yeah, no, it's good. I can't
complain. A change
complain.
is as good as a rest.
Well, yeah, it's better. You know, I can't complain. We're happy, we're healthy, and everything's all good. So what more could we want, sir? But excellent. I kind of feel, because it looks like we've got a few in this evening, I kind of feel we should possibly say hello to people in the chat. So,
okay,
because I'm super prepared and I've got one of these fancy banners that makes us look professional. Greetings, hello, and welcome. So I'm going to jump back in the chat. Right, so let's have a look and see who we've got in this evening. We have Universal Toy Collector Stu. Have to say,
Stu,
what a fantastic job Stu did last week, raising just over $5,000 for Give Kids the World. I mean, I tell you what, he is going to get one of these. Brilliant. What a man. What a man. What a fantastic job he did.
I can't hear the soundboard this evening.
You can't hear the soundboard. Oh no, that's no good. Well, if people can't hear the soundboard, then I do apologise. But there was a round of applause there for Stu. But hey, this is live and things can always go wrong. So let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you heard that cheering that I did for Stu. But yeah, no, Stu, honestly, what a fantastic job you did, mate. It was awesome, mate. We've got he's in. Who invited him? Who invited Skeletor in?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he'll just go away if just move on.
He never goes away. He never goes away. We have Jojo. Jojo is in. I know Jojo. She's fantastic. Hello, Joe. I hope you're having a good bank holiday weekend and you're not doing anything too strenuous. We have TJC.
TJC.
Hello, TJC. I watched your stream the other night with Tez. That was awesome, mate. I really enjoyed that. We have Tree Theodore. Hello.
Tree.
How are you, sir?
Good evening, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening. We have Travels and More with Jason. Hello, Jason, mate. Hope you're doing well.
It's Jason. Hey, buddy.
It's Jason. Some weirdo called Monkeyboy's Toys. We'll just skip past that. Who else have we got?
Not a fan.
Right, I'm just gonna check something before I go any further. I'm just gonna jump back up. We have the lovely Kim Gonick in the house. Hello, Kim. I'm hoping the soundboard
Kim, this is your
works.
soundbite. It's rather average and boring, but we tried our best.
Did you get
Yep.
that, Monkeyboy? Yeah.
Heard that
Kim,
one. Heard that one.
Brilliant. Well, on the last show, Kim was giving us grief in the comment section because we didn't have a soundboard for it. I'm going to play it one more time because I might have
Sure.
spoke over it. So Kim, we made this especially for you. A lot of time and effort went into this, and we hope you appreciate it.
Hello, Kim. This is your soundbite. It's rather average and boring, but we tried our best.
We tried our best.
Excellent. Yep.
We absolutely tried our best for you. What more could we do?
Heard that one loud and clear. I don't know what happened to the round of applause sound effect then, because I didn't hear it at the start or the second time you played it. So Gremlins in the works, methinks.
Gremlins, there's always great. It's probably Skeletor. Is he in the background hijacking stuff?
He is, yeah. He is just here actually. Let's
Let's just not. We have Delvian Seek.
Delvian.
Hello, Delvian. Such a
Seek
cool name.
and destroy.
Seek and destroy.
In
the last episode, I said we have Delvian Seek as in the house. And if you listen back to it, sounds like I called Delvian Seek in. And it really annoyed me when I listened back to it. So I just want to clarify. It's Delvian Seek. So, it's one of them where you listen back, and you go, oh, what? It's not that I make a habit of listening back to our stuff, just, I have to see how terrible of a job we've done. Who else have we got? We've got Ben Studley. Oh, Ben. Hello, Ben.
Good evening, Ben. Thank you for joining us, man. Good to see you, bud.
There's no one appropriate to give this sound effect to this evening, so have this, Ben. Yeah. Let's have a bit of R2. Don't tell me you didn't hear that.
I heard a little bit of it. I heard the last squeal of R2.
The last squeal of R2. That's kind of sad and poetic all at the same time.
Yeah, there was. I thought it was a monkey actually, because it was just a little just at the end. So I think there's gremlins in the soundboard.
Can you do that little noise again? That was amazing.
I didn't listen to what I did. Was it that? I don't know. I don't know.
Whatever it was, it was fantastic. I loved it.
I try to avoid listening to myself wherever possible. Go on, next.
We also have Vader's girl in. So hello, Kat. I've spoke to Kat already this evening, but she was in Walmart when I spoke to her, and she showed me the toy aisle because who doesn't want to see the toy aisle of Walmart? We have who else do we have in the house? We have the toy wizard himself, Toy Ploy. Good evening, Mr. Ploy. I hope you're doing well,
good evening,
sir.
Dave. He's got his knickknacks ready.
Oh, has he? Sorry, I should really be evening. You've got your knickknacks ready. Fantastic. Not sure they class as crisps though, just saying. But we'll get into that a little bit later on. We have Manga, Fanga, Danga. Sai.
Good evening.
Good evening, Sai. How are you? Thanks for joining us this evening. Had a little catch up with Sai this week. Always good to have a chat with Sai. My goodness, there's lots of people in. I'm gonna need to have a sip of beer in a moment. We have Victoria Squires. Victoria's contributed something to the show this week. I'm quite excited for. So,
yes.
Vic, we haven't forgotten you. You are making an appearance. So, here we go. Who else have we got? We have Mr. Reynolds, Luke Reynolds himself of Reynolds Reviews. Well, looky what we have here. Evening
Reynolds.
chat, he says.
Hello, Agent Reynolds.
Of Mask.
Good evening.
Good evening. Oh, gosh, we also have Adam, the real toy dude. Hello, Adam. Thank you for joining us. Hey, gents, I'm just going back and forth between this and Star Wars auctions. Hey, both Monkey Nick. Well, you can't miss those Star Wars auctions. We do love a good Star Wars auction here at Live and Moderately Entertaining. So I can appreciate a little bit of that. We also have, I'm not sure if I already referenced him, but we have Pete the Collector. I know Pete very well.
Hello, Pete.
Pete's my electrician and my friend since childhood. Cool. So
shocking.
He's also going to. There we go.
Right. I'll see myself out.
Yeah. Why did that? Why did that kill me?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
We also have Georgie Norris, and a massive well done to Georgie as well, because she was 50% of Stu's efforts last week. So thank you for joining us,
Yep.
Georgie, and well done on everything you raised. Let's see who else we have in, but we have a few. I have jumped past someone, but I've jumped past her for a reason. So I just want to say we do actually have Emma C in the house now.
Emma.
Now she gets a bit grumpy because every week I do this, or every month. Special shout out to my friend Emma. Yeah. It's getting old now. It's getting a little bit old. So I'm not going to stop it. But what's more interesting is this exchange of text messages we had after the last show. Would you like me to share with you, Monkeyboy? Oh, I'm with everyone here,
yes.
to be fair.
Yep.
So Emma messaged me, just accidentally flashed my neighbour, to which I responded, amazing. And she responded with, mortified. So I'm just gonna close Emma's current comment. There's more to this. Oh, there's more to this. Anyway, just to get back to the bits and pieces from this. So then she sent me this story, and I'm going to have to actually drop the banner now because I can't read it otherwise. So she expanded on what happened. And what she sent to me was, went to take something out to the wheelie bin, and I'm wearing the PJ set from Primark, which is just like shorts and a strappy vest. There was something in the bin that should have been in the recycling bin. Well, that's very responsible of you, Emma, I will say. Well done, you.
Mm.
So to get it out as... sorry, let me start again. I ruined myself there. There was something in the recycling bin. So I bent into the wheelie bin to get it out. And as I stood up, not realising my top was caught on the bin. Short girl problems. I literally pulled down my top, both boobs out in the moonlight, just as my neighbour walks past the waist-high fence, bringing his dog in. It's midnight. What are the chances? His face was like a foot away from my boobs. I think I need to move house. It's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So I thought that just in case people couldn't vision what happened, I thought what I would do is I would put together a picture, sort of, you know, the police do these face fit photos and they do reconstructions and the paintings and the corpse and what's going on. Obviously, I'm no artist here, but here's my artistic interpretation of what happened to Emma.
Excellent.
As you can see there, we've got her stood by the waist height fence with exposed lady parts. I have put a parental advisory sticker there, and there's her neighbour looking like some ghoul from a horror film and her dog, both staring. So yeah, and the moon also taking a good peek. I thought, well, you know,
excellent.
I thought we've got to do that. So Em, I hope you I hope you don't mind that I decided to share this. I don't mind, because I'm sorry, if you're going to send me stories like that, I'm going to share them. But there is one other important thing. She also got a bit peeved for me because in the last show I said Emma's considerably older than me. She gets sensitive about her age. She sent me this as well after the show. But don't effing tell people I'm old or I'll stab you in your sleep with a rusty fork. Violent.
Oof. Yeah.
Little bit violent.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know what to say to that.
Rusty as well. I mean, not only does she want to injure you, she wants to give you tetanus as well.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, she's reaching into a wheelie bin because she sees a misplaced item and she feels the need to save the planet by putting it in the correct recycling receptacle. On the other hand, she wants to murder another human being with a rusty fork, or at least maim them.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope, Em. I'm just saying, you can't be an eco-warrior and and someone who violently assaults your friends. So, just saying. Anyway, I see. Well, so Emma's put a few monkeys covering their eyes emojis in the chat. So she can't be too embarrassed by that. Surely not. And she also says, "Thanks so much for that, Nick. Great to share." Vic says, "Ooh, Emma. I'm sure that's what the neighbour said." Well, I mean, what was going through his mind? What was going through his mind? I mean, I can't imagine what's going through his mind. Kim puts, note to self.
He probably thought he was a very lucky man, probably. Is probably what he was thinking.
Well, you know, she's going to stand out there in the moonlight in a strappy vest leaning into bins. It's all her fault. It's all on her. Kim's put, note to self, watch what you tell these two. Note to self, watch what you tell these two. No, I wouldn't. Don't worry, people. If you message me, I know Emma well enough to know that I can share screenshots of our conversations. It's not something I do to everyone. But, anyway, she'll be seeing me in just over a week's time at the NEC. So, well, if she stands on a stool, she might be able to reach and take a swing at me. She's very tiny. She's very short. So those in the chat joining us at the NEC, you'll get to meet Emma in person, and you can see how short she is, and see that I'm not exaggerating. So yeah, that's oh, someone else has popped in. Gerard O'Connor.
It's Gerard.
It's Gerard, number 1 on the ninny list.
How you doing, man? Yes, he is. He is right at the top of the ninny list. But an excellent human being. Hello, Gerard. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it, man. Good to see you.
I, however, hold 2 spaces on the ninny list. So
yeah, you've got 2 spaces. Yeah.
I mean,
Gerard, then the monkey, then you twice. I think, or are you a number 2 and 3? I can't remember now.
I think I'm 2 and 3, mate. I'm 2 and 3, mate.
Oh, okay.
So for anyone who wonders what we're talking about, you really must check out the channel Skeletor, where Skeletor takes viewers' questions weekly. I've had a bit of a fallout with him. It all sounds a bit mental, but apparently it's the internet's best kept secret. But I'm not sure it should be.
Apparently it is. I mean, this past week, Skeletor actually went through the 300 subscriber milestone. So, on behalf of Skeletor, I'd like to thank everyone that subscribed to his channel. We really couldn't make the show without you, and I really appreciate it. So, thanks so much. If you see my camera wobbling, it's because my cat Ewok will not leave my tripod alone. She keeps rubbing herself against it, and so yes, if you see my camera wobbling and wiggling, it's because my cat won't leave the tripod alone.
That's cats, man. Cats are just.
I know.
If cats were humans, with their personalities, you wouldn't be friends with them, would you? But because they're cats, you put up with their BS. It's just the way. It's because they're cute. We also, I have to say, we also have Soda Cauldron in the house. Hello, Soda. How are you?
Hey, Soda.
Thank you for popping along.
Hello, man. Another one of our Irish friends.
Indeed. And Jojo, the snow cat, she says we need to see the cat. Well, I'll get Dave to send me a picture and I'll forward it on to you, because what will happen is he'll pick the cat up, he'll knock the camera up. Oh, he's going to try it. Here we go.
I
We're
can't.
now going to get a million views. No. You ruined it, Ewok.
No, she's gone.
Ruined it.
She's gone. Ewok, how dare you?
Cats on YouTube, man. That's the recipe for success. It really is.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
But Ewok doesn't want to get into that life.
No, she's just scarpered. I nearly had her, but she's gone.
You nearly had her. So now that we've gone through the greetings, hellos, and welcomes, and we've embarrassed a couple of friends and done whatnot, shall we get into tonight's subject, Monkeyboy?
Yeah, I think why not? Why not? Let's give it a go.
Would you like to give a brief description of what tonight's subject's about? I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward if you're reading the title at the bottom of the screen, but you're so good at this. Fire away, sir.
Well, I mean, quite simply, we're just going to have a bit of a shallow dive into the world of crisps and other associated snacks. Now, it's not going to be a deep dive. We're not by any means going to cover every brand, every flavour, all these sorts of things. It's just a light-hearted look at the world of crisps. Now, most of us will be aware what sort of constitutes a crisp. But what do you think, Nick? Because I understand that people across the pond don't necessarily call them crisps. In fact, I've heard tales that these things are actually called potato chips.
Yeah, I mean that's right? That's ludicrous. Our American cousins. I mean, I love our American cousins. I've got a lot of very awesome American friends, but this disturbs me more than anything else. that they would call. But to say, this does disturb me, but we have prepared a little video, haven't we, Dave? Well, rather, you prepared a video. I mean, this is all your work. I shouldn't take any credit for this. Dave has prepared a video to explain the difference to our American cousins between chips and crisps. So do you think I should play that for them now? I think we should.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's listening to this on audio after the video, this is why we would encourage you to actually check out the YouTube video, because you're not going to see the slides and the presentation that I've prepared. You will hear it, but it won't make a lot of sense on the audio. But for those overseas, yes, our American cousins, I believe, Nick, it would be appropriate to show the video at this point.
I shall fire away, sir.
Chips or crisps, a visual guide. This is a crisp. This is a chip. These are crisps. These are chips. These are crinkle-cut crisps. These are crinkle-cut chips. This is a bowl of crisps. This is a bowl of chips. This is a bag of crisps. This is bag of chips. This is a crisp sandwich. This is a chip sandwich. This is a knuckle sandwich. This is a moose knuckle. This is a moose. I hope that is clear. Happy snacking!
Sorry, Matt. I didn't realise a couple of the edits that you made in that before I uploaded it.
It sort of went a bit off the rails at the end. It sort of turned into word association. I don't quite know what happened there.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm never going to check what you send to me. It's just going to go out. It's more fun that way. So.
Yeah. Well, anyway, hopefully now people will be aware of crisps and chips. We are talking about crisps this evening.
We are indeed talking about crisps. So I'm going to go to my trusty banners, and there we go. Back on the subject, crisp, a really awesome potato. And I think it's probably only right that I actually give a little bit of information as to the claimed, shall we say, the claimed origin of crisps.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because I've done some research on this man, and there's a lot of people claiming, well, they're all dead now, so they're not claiming it anymore, but there were a lot of people claiming that they were the inventor of crisps. So, The first crisps, here's one origin, a very popular one. The first crisp was sold in 1853 by George Crumb, a Native American chef, following a customer's complaint about thick fried potatoes at Moon's Lake House in Saratoga Springs, New York. So this is one claimed origin of crisps and how they came about. And I know our American cousins are going to say, no, that's chips, but no, for the sake of this, crisps. However, on a deeper dive into the wild world of the internet, I found this origin story. It's also claimed that an English doctor called William Kitchener in 1817 invented the humble crisp, because he wrote a cookbook called The Cook's Oracle, and he had a recipe for potatoes fried in slices, and the description of these is exactly what we know crisps to be today. You can see I'm not very good at pronouncing crisps, bit of a fat tongue. So this is 1817. So on a deeper dive into the internet, I found multiple theories. We haven't got enough time to go for it because this is only a very shallow dive, but these are two of the origins. So crisps as we know them today in the UK, I think it's probably fair to say that in the UK, our most popular brand is Walker's Crisps, without a shadow of a doubt. Walker's Crisps they're a staple. Everyone's had a bag of Walker's Crisps. And there's various details I'm going to give you about those. But before we do that, what I would actually like to do is one of our viewers this evening, Victoria Squires, she enjoyed the last show so much that she wanted to take part. So before I get into a little bit of information on Walker's crisps, Victoria actually submitted a short video with some facts about crisps. So here we go. And good luck if you can understand it. I've put subtitles on because she's very, very northern. But here we go.
30 seconds to talk about crisps. 70s, 80s, my time. I used to have crisps that was in cellophane packets with there was like a cellophane strip, see-through strip across the middle, and you could see the crisps in there. The green uns that your mum used to shout, "Don't eat them, they make you badly." Well, it didn't make us badly because we're still here to tell the tale. And Walkers used to do cheese and onion was in a green packet and salt and vinegar was in the blue. But I don't know why they changed that round. I can't remember that. Like the foil, it just came overnight, I think. But I've just been in my gym and 135 calories is about 10 minutes on rower. So yeah, there's my random facts about crisps.
What did you take from that short video there, Monkey Boy?
Did she say green uns make you badly?
She did say the green uns make you badly, but they didn't make us badly. This is the girl who when I sent her a voice message when we were talking back and forth about how she could contribute to the show was taking the piss out of my accent, calling me a farmer, saying I sounded like one of the Wurzels.
I've never heard that before. I've never heard that before. To have someone say green uns will make you badly. That's amazing. That's great.
Ben Stutley's picked up on that. They'll make you badly.
They'll make you badly. Excellent.
Vic,
Excellent.
Vic, thank you so much for being a good sport and taking part. Because I did say that there'd probably be a little bit of ribbing. So I just need a second to get my breath back. Because I was laughing quite a lot.
That was very northern, but no, it was good. I like it. I like it. It was good.
Yeah, it was very good. I mean, I was scrolling through the comments that. Sorry, carry on, Dave.
I was going to say she made a great point about the when they changed the colours of the bags, because it used to be that cheese and onion were in the green and salt and vinegar were in the blue, and then they swapped it over for no good reason other than to, I think, confuse an entire nation for however many weeks it took for everyone to realise that the change had happened. But I mean, I don't know what the story behind that was, but it's very unusual.
I do touch on it very briefly in my notes.
Oh, cool.
But I like how you, and it's very, very briefly, but I like how you say for the few weeks it took people to realise. Mate, I still get confused now. I still get confused because as far as I'm concerned, right, cheese and onion crisps do not belong in a blue packet. Salt and vinegar crisps belong in a blue packet.
Sure.
Cheese and onion would be in a green packet. I mean, I can give you this little fact now before I go deep into it. This is something that Walkers did. I'll give you some more detail, but as we're on it, I just will get to it. It was in the mid-1990s, Walkers introduced blue packaging for cheese and onion crisps to differentiate them from salt and vinegar crisps. I mean, that's literally all I've got. They did it because they felt that we, the public, couldn't work out the difference. But I would say that actually what they did meant that we, the public, can't work out the difference. It was just literally a marketing decision in the 90s just because they felt we were confused.
But presumably Walker's crisps were already selling cheese and onion crisps in a green packet and salt and vinegar in a blue packet.
Yes.
So they just switched the colours on us
because they felt we were confused. And in turn, they confused us.
Yeah.
I'm still confused now. I mean, it's all right for like my little boy who's grown up with it that way. But what about us lot? What about us lot who were born in like well, a lot of you are born in the 70s. I was born in the mid 80s. But what about us lot from the sort of 70s and 80s? I'm sorry, Walkers, but you messed up there. And there's generations of people still living this trauma every day.
Yeah.
When I walk to my cupboard and I want to get a pack of cheese and onion crisps, I don't want to have to think about it. But that's what you've done to me. That's your legacy, Walkers. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that might seem a little bit extreme.
No, I don't think
it wasn't it wasn't the best move. I was flicking through some of the comments. People arguing, a few details were brought up about your video. People saying, Dave saying that was a chip butty, Vic saying that was a chip cob, someone else saying it was a sandwich. I mean, so obviously the crisps create a lot of divided opinions, and so do sandwiches apparently. But I don't know why anyone would call it a cob. So a little story. Years ago, I worked in a fish and chip shop when I was a youngster to earn a few quid. And we had this northern family come in and they ordered cob and chips. Well, me being me in a noisy chip shop, what do you think I served them up when I had cob and chips?
Lovely bit of cod.
I served them up a lovely bit of cod, only to get whinged at. And I was like, what's a cob? What's a cob? It's a butty. Or, I mean, I would agree, Dave. I would probably, Monkeyboy, I would probably say that I would have called it a chip butty, but you're obviously just a little bit more civilized than me. But
well, the reason I put chip sandwich is because you don't really call it a crisp butty. It's a crisp sandwich. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
But let's not dwell on it too much.
Maybe I'm just posh. I think maybe I'm just posh.
I think you are posh. I think that's what we're finding out. I think we're going to find out things about each other this evening. Some of it we'll like, some of it we won't like. And what I'm finding out about you is you're a bit posh. And that's absolutely fine. It's not going to change the dynamic of our friendship. It's just going to make me question the quality of birthday card I'm going to send you in future. That's all.
No, I understand. No, that's reasonable. No.
But anyway, we got massively off track there, as was always bound to happen. I have to give some thanks out here to Kim Gonick, who is in the chat, because as usual, she's been our tech-savvy person in the background, and she has done all our slides for us, because we've done some pretty slides for you. So to what Dave said earlier, if you're listening to this on your preferred podcast platform, please do check this out on the YouTube channel, Action Popcast, so you can see not only our pretty faces, but our fantastic presentation. Oh, it's not fantastic, but you know, it's worth a watch. So I'm going to bring up my first slide. I've tried to condense a lot into here, so it might seem confusing, but we'll get to it. So this is covering Walker's Crisps and Lay's. So Walker's Crisp, the nation's favourite in the UK. I don't know if they're the nation's favourite, but they're certainly the nation's most well-known crisp. They were founded in 1948 by chap.
Sorry to interrupt.
No.
You do know that the plural of crisp is crisps, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, but you've got to understand. I was loosely educated at best, and showing up to school was not my forte. So
okay.
We're just going to have to accept these limitations. We're just going to have to accept these limitations.
Okay. Sorry. Right. Sorry, I interrupted you. Right, carry on. Start again.
This is that thing you said you were going to pull me on, isn't it? This is that thing.
Yep.
You've made me all self-conscious now. I'm all blushy, but never mind.
That's all right.
Anyway.
That's all right. Carry on. I'll just correct you as we go.
Please do, and please stop making me laugh, because I'm trying to do a serious presentation. I'm trying to be professional here, Dave, Monkeyboy. Okay. I really am.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So Walker's Crisps were founded in 1948 by Henry Walker in Leicester. They gained popularity in the UK for their diverse range of flavours. Flavours such as ready salted, cheese and onion, salt and vinegar, prawn cocktail, smoky bacon, flavours you can see there on the slide I've got on screen. I mean, these flavours didn't all come at once, but we're going to get to that. However, you can also see on the slide here Lay's crisp. Now, from what I understand, Lay's are the crisp that you will see in America and certainly in Europe, because I saw Lay's when I went to Spain. And there's a striking resemblance there, isn't there, between Walkers and Lay's? The flavours are somewhat different, but so long and short of it was, Lay's were actually established before Walkers in 1932 by Herman Lay. He's got a fantastic name, Herman Lay. I mean, he's a power player with a name like that. He was destined to go on and do great things. I'm sorry, I just need to change something because I've just double-clicked my notes and brung up some script or something. Anyway, so Herman Lay created Lay's in 1932, so a little bit before Henry Walker. Now, in the 1960s in the UK, and I can't play this on here because unfortunately I really don't know what the YouTube gods will decide is copyright breach. Play the wrong thing on a stream, they take it down. But there is a fantastic video on YouTube. And actually, once the show's finished, I'll go back, I'll find it, and I'll link it in the description, of people going out, a news crew going out and speaking to the public, generally older people, introducing them to new flavours of crisp. And it's one of the funniest things you will ever see.
Crisps.
Right, so crisps.
I love it. I think it's just a Dorset thing. I'm sure it's
I
Anyway,
think you're
carry on.
probably right. It is probably a Dorset thing or a stupidity thing. It's one or the other.
No, I think
However-
it's a southern thing.
Yeah, and let's not get into the Bath and Bath debate. Anyway, yeah. So in the 1960s, fantastic clip. These pensioners, they're in a market and they're trying these crisps, and you've ruined this. That's what you've done.
I know. I know. Sorry, I do. I can
And
only
they're try-
apologise.
That's fine. And they're trying flavours like prawn cocktail for the first time. As I say, it's not in there now, but I will go back. Maybe not tonight, but tomorrow I'll go back and I will link this video because it's people who probably resemble your grandparents going, "Oh, prawn cocktail." It's just, it is kind of heartwarming and funny. It's a fantastic video. So that was sort of in the 60s. Walkers started to introduce their flavors, which today, I mean, prawn cocktail crisps are not uncommon. Crisps, neither are smoky bacon, cheese and onion, salt and vinegar, but ready salt. They're all things which we have every day. However, back to my point of Walkers and Lay's looking strikingly similar. In the 1990s, and I'll just get to the exact date here. Sorry, I hit something before. So it wasn't the 1990s. In 1989, Pepsi, they acquired Walkers and Lay's. They brought them. They brought them out. The big corporate greedy machine brought all the crisps.
Oh, I see.
And they've now branded them very similar. So this is why you will look at them and go, oh, because they are, in fact, owned by Pepsi. So... yeah, that's why there's similar. I mean, there's certainly different flavors in Lay's. I mean, I think one of the flavors on there, I really need to get glasses, is paprika.
Yeah.
Very popular flavor of crisps in
Yes.
in Europe. Not so much in the
Yeah,
UK.
yeah.
We do have paprika crisps, but
Mm.
yeah, but generally, thanks, Monkeyboy. Generally,
I've changed your life, haven't I? I can sense this as a life-changing moment.
I tell you what, it's so life changing. I'm going to have a sip of alcohol.
I don't know whether I've ruined the rest of your life or improved it. I don't know at this point.
I mean, that's to be decided. I got right. Serious head on. I'm trying to read. So you're making me laugh. Anyway, you may see an odd-looking man on there, on that slide. A man holding a pack of Walker's crisps, and a chap behind him crying. Well, the guy holding the bag of crisps, which were called Salt and Lineker for a promotion, is Gary Lineker, very famous English footballer. Right? He's He's gone on. He had a great career in football. He's now a pundit. He's on Match of the Day. Blah. I don't really follow football, but everyone knows who Gary Lineker is. And the chap behind him is Paul Gascoigne, or Gazza, as he's lovingly known. Now, this was an advert where Gazza tried to steal some crisps from Gary Lineker by reaching over. He crushed his hand, and Gazza cried, because Gazza famously cried in a football final where they or semi-final where England didn't get through. Don't know the dates. Not a big football guy, but that's the gist of it. I chose this one because it was iconic, because basically in the 90s, Walkers approached Gary Lineker and they said to him, because he had a reputation as being a really nice guy. He was the gentleman of football. He was a really nice guy. The public perceived him to be a really good bloke. So Walkers said, how about we do this campaign with you called No More Mr. Nice Guy? And this was a really popular campaign, and it really pushed the sales of Walker's crisps. And Gary Lineker basically went on, and it was lots of skits of him, he was known as such a nice guy doing naughty, cheeky things and stealing crisps. And this was massive for Walkers. And I do believe that that there was a little bit of controversy with Gary Lineker back last year, something he tweeted. Don't care about that, not going into that. That's not what this stream's about. But anyway, people had rumoured that Walkers, after umpteen years, had ended the relationship with Gary Lineker. They haven't ended it. It's just sort of on hold. It says, despite controversies, including a controversial tweet in 2023, Lineker retained his endorsement deal with Walkers, contrary to public assumptions. Walkers clarified this misconception publicly. So yeah, Gary Lineker, famous footballer, made a shed ton of money out of this. And this, as an English person, as a British guy, this was very popular. So I just felt we couldn't talk about Walkers without talking about the No More Mr. Nice Guy campaign. Do you remember that campaign, Dave? Monkeyboy.
I mean, I didn't used to watch an awful lot of TV, but I certainly do remember the Lineker advert, because as you say, he was famous for having cried during the World Cup, and so I think they really sort of it was a good idea to sort of hinge the campaign on the No More Mr. Nice Guy. I think that was kind of genius, and and the salt and Lineker flavour, obviously, and they had various other ones, didn't they? Different names. They did of flavours and stuff. But no, I mean, Walkers. Yeah,
Sorry, I spoke over then. You carry on, bud.
No, go on.
Walkers over the years have done many different promotions, many flavours. They've done flavours that have been temporary flavours. They've taken them off. The public's been uproar. We want them back. We want them back. Then they bring them back. It's all a thing. It's all a thing. But I mean, I think that gives you a very brief sort of introduction to the nation's favourite crisp there. And sorry if you popped off screen for a second there. I'm not going to deny what happened. I went to take the slide down, but I took you out of the studio, not the slide. So
it's all good. It's all good. It's interesting what you say about Walkers introducing temporary flavours, because they have brought in, things like turkey flavour and mint. I think they even had mince pie flavour at one point, didn't they?
I think that, yeah, crisps. They were terrible. They were terrible, and I probably will say that they were the worst crisp they ever did. But no, please do carry on, bud. Sorry.
But it's interesting. They bring these flavours in temporarily, and some of them, like you've pointed out, have been absolutely awful, and yet they've discontinued the Worcestershire sauce flavour, one of the top flavours of crisps. It's outrageous. It was a few months ago, and they announced that they discontinued that flavour, and they were no longer going to be producing it. So I don't know what to say. I used to love the old Worcester sauce flavour, and it's going to be no more. Nice purple bags as well, because we all know that Worcester sauce is purple flavour.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just means that I think now
it's outrageous.
Well, it means now that if you want Worcestershire sauce flavour crisps, you have to you have to
You've got to
you
have
have
the
to get
wheat crunchies.
that, or you have to actually add Worcestershire sauce, which is a bit messy. Because I don't know about you, I am a fan of getting ready salted crisps and putting vinegar in them and making my own salt and vinegar crisps. That I'm a big fan of that. I prefer that to salt and vinegar crisps. In fact, that's how I'd rather have them. It's kind of like the shake.
Doesn't it make them soggy?
Shake and salt ones. Not if you eat them quickly. Now you got to understand with a body like mine, right? It's rammed and padded for winter. I'm not a guy who ever leaves food hanging around for too long, so we're not at risk of those crisps going soggy.
Excellent. Oh yeah.
So
no,
yeah,
I hadn't thought of that.
Oh, it's worth trying. But so you've never, that was never something is that like a revelation to you?
Yeah, never occurred to me. I've heard of salt and shake, but I've not heard of vinegar and shake.
So how about getting a bag of ready salted crisps and getting some chili paprika, shaking it in the bag, giving it a little zhuzh up. Boom.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can personalize these things. So,
cool.
salt and vinegar crisps or crisps. Oh, I'm losing track now. You've really confused my brain.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. It doesn't take a lot. You know, that you can absolutely, you can tweak them. You can do many things with them. But I think we've said enough on walkers now. Before we go into your information on crisps, shall I have a quick look through the comment section, see if we've got any
let's
more?
catch up with some chat and see what people are saying.
So Soda Cauldron has put, I presume we are rightly excluding corn snacks from this exploration of all things crispy.
No. Oh no.
No. That was a bit further up, but I wanted to bring that one in. This was before the Chip Butty debacle, but I saw that one. I thought, I need to bring that up. TJC says, I'd hate to think what she would think of my accent then, Nick. Oh no, Terry, your accent's all right. I mean, she's got a good, strong sort of. Terry's got a very manly voice. You feel safe and secure when you're around him. Do you know what? I'm ashamed to say, Terry? He's told me many times, but I just don't ever remember. I don't even remember where Emma C lives, and I've sent stuff to her in the post. Like, do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Let us know what accent you've got, TJC.
Please do. Pete the Collector has put, I remember the cash bags at MSC. So MSC must have made... Yeah, Walker's did a promotion where you could get little envelopes. If you found a little envelope in your bag of crisps, you could find a £5 or a £10 or a £20 or a £50 note.
Yeah.
They haven't done that for a few years. They probably said that you're not allowed anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being at school and one of my friends getting a little envelope, and it used to look like a little blue salt packet, and he pulled it out of his packet of crisps, and I've got a feeling it was a £20 note in there, all folded up really neatly.
That's probably the best day he ever had. That would have been it for me. Kim's made a very valid point here. McCoys are still blue for salt and vinegar and green for cheese and onion. Yes, that's because McCoys know what they're doing. They don't like to mess with our heads.
Yep.
You know, McCoys know what's what. Gerard O'Connor's put Pringles, Tortilla, corn snacks, Walkers. Yeah, as an Irishman, it's Tato or King all day. I have heard of Tato crisps. No, there's an Irish brand. I think I had them when I was in Ireland. So I've been over there a fair few times. Lovely country. Let's see who else we have. Quick scroll through. Just seeing if there's anything that's sort of not people just... and please do continue to chat amongst yourself in the chat. It's brilliant. I love to see it, but I'm just trying to see if there's anything that we can bring up. Oh, we've got a new arrival. Baz Dark Lycan. Hey, Baz, thank you so much for popping along this evening. Great to see you.
Hey, man.
Great to see you, sir. Great to have you in. MSC's put, I'm from Worcestershire, APD. Like the sauce. Right. and I still won't remember that tomorrow. I won't remember that. I'm terrible. I need a sat nav to make it out of my village, right? That's how ridiculous things have got. I have no memory for areas or anything. Let's have a. Oh, and we've also got Zantara in the house. Hello, Zantara.
Zantara. Hello, madam.
And Zantara said, "What is worst flavour of crisps you have tried? America only on occasion gets really terrible temporary potato chip flavours like ketchup flavoured chips or crisps." But no, so I have actually tried ketchup flavoured crisp or chips before. They are terrible. The worst flavour is probably what Monkeyboy mentioned before, those mince pie flavoured ones. I'm sure I've had those.
Okay.
They were terrible.
I think it was mince pie. It was either mince pie or Christmas cake. I think it was mince pie flavour. I think.
It was something festive, wasn't it? It wasn't good.
Yeah.
I think I've had turkey and cranberry before. I wasn't a fan of that. I think that was sort of a seasonal crisp they released. That not so good. But there's so many flavours we've had. Walkers do competitions in this country where you can come up with a flavour and the public vote and they'll then release it. That's happened a few times.
Right.
But yeah, that's probably. Oh, Matt Reeve has popped in. Hello, Matt. Great to see you.
Hey, Matt.
He says sprouts. Yes, I've tried those. I've got to say, if I recall, if they're the ones I think I tried, I actually enjoyed those. I'm a bit of a weirdo.
I haven't seen those. Who made those? Was it Walkers again?
I think it was Walkers. Matt, if you're still in the comment section, dude, if you remember, please feel free to pop it in the chat. But anyway,
thanks for joining us, Matt. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming along. Always great to see faces pop on in. Would you like to go into some of your
we would do. Just a couple of little things I'll touch on before I get into that. Firstly, just going back to what you were saying about Lay's having the paprika flavour, and it's quite popular in Europe. I remember when I was living in Croatia, the paprika flavoured Lay's were the biggest sellers out there. I think they were very popular. But what I did notice living out there was that they don't have salt and vinegar flavour. It's not a flavour that they had at all, and they'd never heard of it. So one time when I came back to England, when I then returned to Croatia, I took a suitcase back with me full of tea or tea bags, bottles of brown sauce, HP brown sauce, and salt and vinegar McCoys, because these are all things we couldn't really get out there at all. And I remember taking a bag of these salt and vinegar McCoys to the pub with me, and opening them and offering them to my friends in Croatia, and the looks on their faces when they put them in their mouth, they were horrified, and they were, how can you eat these things? It was such an unusual flavour to them, and I'm like, it's the best. I mean, salt and vinegar, I think, is the number two flavour in the country. I think it certainly used to be the second most popular flavour in the country. And I said, no, we love salt and vinegar in the UK. And they were all completely amazed that we would like this flavour, because it was really just too much for them. And the other thing I just wanted to point out is that although we're not going to be discussing them tonight, I actually live about 6 minutes walk away from the kettle chips factory. So all the kettle chips that are produced in the UK or that are sold in the UK are produced about 6 minutes away from me. And one day I was going past the factory, and it had caught fire. There'd been a fire inside. So there were all fire engines and stuff around, and it actually smelled like smoky bacon. I'm not sure if that was just a coincidence or not. But the fire, yeah, it smelled like smoky bacon.
Wow.
So yeah. Anyway, so I've got some sort of crisps and other snacks just to briefly discuss while we're on the subject of crisps. But we're actually going to start off with baked corn snacks, which is, I believe, what Soda pointed out earlier. So we're going to start off with Monster Munch. Now, Monster Munch is a classic British favourite. They were created originally by Smith's Crisps in 1977, the year I was born, the year of Star Wars. They obviously have now been bought out by Walkers, but no, they were created by Smiths 46 years ago, and they're probably the daddy of the baked corn snack. Now, pickled onion has been a British favourite for decades, and it's probably the clear winner in the playground, as it were. It's very popular flavour amongst children, and obviously Monster Munch is a very popular brand, particularly with school children.
Can I ask you a
Now,
question on
back in
them
the
though? Oh, sorry. Carry on.
sure,
Carry on.
no, go on, no, go on.
No, pickled onion Monster Munch. I love the taste of them. But I tend to find they just scratch the roof of my mouth up on my tongue, and they just make my mouth sting. It's like I've sucked on a stinging nettle or something. They just rip my mouth apart. Am I
What?
just weird and weak, or does anyone else get that from Monster
Well,
Munch?
it's interesting you say that. Monster Munch, back in the 80s, they used to be a bit kind of not softer, but they were so greasy back in the 80s that they were almost wet when you bit into them, that they were almost kind of moist, and they didn't used to cut up your mouth so much. But since they changed the ingredients and made them healthier, in inverted commas,
And foil
they
bags,
have
I
actually,
suspect.
yeah, they have actually become, they're slightly harder than they used to be. So no, I think that's a fair observation. Yeah, they have got sort of firmer and more scratchy. But I'm sure they used to be more pickled oniony. They used to have a bit of a stronger flavour than they do now. They're not quite as intense as anymore as they used to be. Um, Now there was a debate for years about whether the shape of these snacks was a monster head with tentacles, a body with four legs, or a monster claw. Now, if you look on the slide, you can see on the left, on the example of the crisps there on the right, the one on the left side is what you would say is a head with um, sort of tentacles for antenna or tentacles, and then on the right you've got what would be either a body and four legs, but actually let's have a look. When was this? In 2020, Walkers confirmed that they are in fact claws.
They were always claws.
Now,
I never bought into that. When I heard that, I was like,
yeah,
no, they're
yeah,
claws. Not buying that.
I always thought they were claws as well. Um, but yeah, no, that's been confirmed by Walkers. There's there As far as I'm aware, there have only ever been three flavors of Monster Munch, and that's pickled onion, beef, and flaming hot. To my knowledge, they've never done another flavor. If anyone knows of any other flavors that they've done, please do correct me in the comments in the chat.
Roast
But I
beef, the
think that's the
best.
only. Um, yeah, I don't know. I like all of them, to be honest. I would find it hard to pick a winner. I mean, if I only had to pick one, I'd probably pick pickled onion because they were the original. Um, but yeah, they're all fantastic. Now there was a challenger to the pickled onion throne, which will be in the next slide if Nick brings that up. And it's Space Raiders. Now, these were your kind of poor man's Monster Munch. They were your kind of slightly more budget corn snack, but they also in the 80s were very pickled oniony, and they were very cool. Now, I remember um, when Space Raiders first came out, they were triangle shapes, I believe. They were in the shape of triangles, but they've been produced in different shapes through the years. Um, as I say, they started with a triangle. They've also been produced in rings, and also, as you can see in the slide, the classic sort of alien face shape.
Hmm. There's something
So
disturbing there, though. Very disturbing. When the heck did pickled onion Space Raiders become £1.25? I mean, they were like the most budget crisps you could ever get, or
yeah,
corn
but if you
snacks,
look
or
at
whatever.
that, that's a 70-gram bag though.
Oh, I know, but even still, for Space Raiders, £1.25. I mean,
Yeah, but
I'm
70
just living
grams
in the.
is 70
Yeah, I
grams is
mean,
probably 4 times the amount that you would not get in a regular bag.
oh, okay,
I think they're still
okay. I'll
fairly
concede that.
cheap. Yeah, because I mean they used to be kind of like 5p or 10p a bag.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's a 40p bag of crisps there. That's what I'm seeing. You're getting old when you look at things and go, £1.25 for a bag of those?
Yeah,
What's going
I
on?
mean it's still quite expensive, but I mean 70 grams is not a small, it's not your standard bag of crisps. I mean a standard packet of crisps used to be about 30 grams, and now they're about somewhere between 22 and 25 grams, probably, depending on the type of crisp or snack you get.
The size of
Um,
bags of crisps are getting silly. I'm sorry to just jump in there.
no,
TJC,
that's
you
fine.
asked a question on the previous slide. He said at Monkeyboy they did a short-lived beef burger flavour which sucked. I presume he's referring to Monster Munch there. So
Oh, okay,
must have been a temporary
okay.
flavour
But
there.
the beef one is nice. So I'm not sure how they managed to get the beef burger one wrong. But okay, cool, cool.
Hmm.
So yeah, there's Space Raiders again. And not a potato based snack. They are baked corn. Speaking of baked corn snacks, if we move on to the next one, it's Whatsits. Now, I suppose the nearest American snack to Whatsits would probably be Cheetos. But Cheetos are a bit firmer. Um, they're
They're more like a
they're
knick-knack
crunchier.
as we know them.
Yeah, they are kind of more like knickknacks. They're harder and crunchier. But again, uh, much the same in flavour. Especially the really cheesy Wotsits. They're even more cheesy than the standard Wotsits. Um, these these Wotsits are probably the number one cheesy snack in the UK. They're probably more popular in the UK than Cheetos are, in fact,
Oh,
and they're another
definitely.
playground favourite. Yeah, I mean, kids in the 80s. I mean, you would have your lunchbox, and you would either have a packet of Wotsits in there or a packet of Monster Munch, generally. Maybe I suppose hula hoops or squares, but generally it was your Wotsits and your Monster Munch that got the big playground vote.
I mean, I
Um,
noticed there, as with many of our favourite crisps growing up, Walkers have actually brought them out because they were. If you've already said this, I apologise, but they were originally Golden Wonder, weren't they?
yeah,
What's
yeah,
its?
yeah. They originally were Golden Wonder, and Golden Wonder made some great crisps actually.
They were
And I think it's a
fantastic.
shame that they've been bought out by Walkers. Um, so yeah, so they're the Wotsits. Now I happen to be lactose intolerant, so if I eat too many Wotsits, they make me not very well because they do contain milk. Um,
Oh, do they
so that's a
contain
bit of a
milk?
I think so, yeah, or cheese. They contain cheese powder,
Ah, right. Okay, what am I
which is a
saying?
milk
They contain
derivative.
milk. They're cheese flavored. Why would that shock me? What? Why would that be a revelation to me? Who knows? I just
um,
assume it's all a
so
bit fake,
yes,
you know.
and so moving on to the next one. If you can bring the next slide up, we've got scampi fries. Now, scampi fries are a scampi and lemon flavour snack. They're very popular in pubs in the UK. They absolutely stink. If someone opens a bag of these in the same room that you're in, you know about it, because they
Oh
do
God,
pong
yeah.
the whole room out.
We
But
used to
these
take
are
the
one of the
piss out of kids if they had those for call them various. We I'm not going to go into the things we would suggest, but if you had a bag of those at school, the things you would be accused of for having eaten those because of the smell, quite unsavoury for a almost family, not quite family friendly show. But you know, yeah, that you didn't dare take them to school, mate. Never.
um, they are, as I say, very popular in pubs. I think they do a bacon flavour as well. And as you can see on the picture here, they are made by Smiths, and I think they are still under the banner of Smiths. I think. I'm not quite sure, but these are one of the few snacks in the crisp aisle that are actually made from breadcrumbs and maize. Uh, there are not many other snacks that are made from breadcrumbs. I've got a feeling that wheat crunchies might have an element of breadcrumb to them, um, but anyway, yeah, the scampi fries, the stinkiest snack you can imagine.
I mean, you can't imagine
Um,
a bloke ever coming home from the pub having eaten a couple of bags of those and had a pack of 20 fags and then or cigarettes for our American cousins, and then umpteen beers, and then going in and like being appealing to his partner. Can you? I mean, that's not going to sell the romance, is it? Not at all.
no, and would probably attract some accusations of infidelity as well.
Oh God, you went there. See, I tried not to hint there before, but you've gone there,
Well, I
so
mean,
that's fine.
yeah, I went there, but in a polite way.
In a very
So
polite
yeah,
way,
there we go.
yes.
So there are the scampi fries, but they are absolutely brilliant. I mean, the thing with scampi fries is if someone near you opens a bag of them, you hate that person. But if you yourself open the bag and you are eating them, you feel like a king because they are amazing.
Yes. I mean, the only time I would ever have scampi fries as a kid was when occasionally my mum and dad would dump me at my grandparents' house for a week or two in the summer holidays because I was such a little turd that they just needed a break from me. I know that's really hard to believe. And I'd go to bingo with my nan, and you could either have the prawns and like the sauce they bring out into, or I could have a bag of crisps, and it would either be like scampi fries or Brannigan's ham and mustard, if I
Oh,
recall.
nice,
Yeah,
nice.
they were a nice sturdy crisp. They had a
Oh yeah.
crunch to them. They
Well,
they
I'll be
they
I'll
were
be
good.
mentioning them later, but Brannigan's,
Oh
yes, they are they're a nice, firm, and as you say, sturdy crisp. They are satisfyingly thick and very
yes.
flavoursome. And those ham and mustard ones, oh, they're lovely.
Oh oh,
They are
they are
fantastic.
divine.
Anyway, moving swiftly on. Next up we have skips. Now
Skips.
these are made from a different ingredient depending on where you're from. Now, um, in the UK, they are made with tapioca starch, but in the Republic of Ireland, they are made with maize starch. So depending on
Okay.
where you buy them in the UK, they are made from a slightly different ingredient. I mean, it's still starch, but as I say, the UK is tapioca and
I wonder if that
Ireland is
changes
is
the flavour
maize.
much.
Don't know. It'd be interesting to do a taste comparison between them.
I think we need to get
I mean,
Gerard
I
O'Connor
suspect.
to send some over to us. I think that's what we need to
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah. We'll get
Gerard,
Gerard and
if you
Soda
can
on the
hear
case.
this, I'll cover postage, but I need some skips to be sent over, please, bud.
um, Now, skips are one of the few uh, snacks that melt on the tongue. If you put them on your tongue, they will kind of dissolve eventually, because they're just made out of the starch, so they just melt. But again, quite a popular playground one. Again, skips. Again, not quite as prawny, fishy as they used to be. I don't think. I don't think they're quite as strong as they used to be.
Can I tell you something I'm a
But
bit ashamed
skips.
of?
Go on.
It was only a few years ago that I actually read the I ever paid any attention to skips being prawn cocktail flavour. I just assumed they were their own flavour. Yeah, I'm that dumb. I didn't associate them because they don't taste like the prawn cocktail that you get with Walkers. They're nothing like the prawn. They are a divine snack, and I'm going to call them a snack because are they a crisp? However, yeah, no, it's kind of like the Orville the chicken thing again. I am that dumb. Things do pass me by. And I never realised they were prawn cocktail flavour. So yeah, feel free to take the piss in the chat. I really don't mind. But
Okay.
yeah, no, I'm going to hold my hands up to that because I feel like I'm living a lie by not telling people that.
Did you find that they were some sort of nondescript fish flavour, or?
Well, when you look at them, there's nothing fishy about them though. There is nothing fishy about a skip. They're just sort of tingly and nice, and I don't know what they were. I mean, they look like a slightly dried out banana that's been sliced. I mean, look, what about that shape of that says to you that is prawn cocktail?
I hadn't made the connection of a banana. I mean, I think they look a little bit like petals of a flower,
I can see that.
possibly shells, seashells.
No, that there could be something to that, but I don't think prawns have, or shrimp, as our American cousins call them. I don't think. I think prawns are shrimp, aren't they? I am right in saying that. I haven't just made a really dumb statement, have I?
No, they're
could well have done
similar thing. Scampies, prawns. What are those other things called? Lagostines or something? Oh, I can't remember. Langoustines.
I'm not so up on my sea crustaceans.
Crayfish. I mean, they're all kind of a similar family, I think. But yeah, prawns.
Anyway,
prawns
I've knocked you well off course
shrimps.
there. I do apologise.
That's all right. No, that's okay. I think that was about it. So we'll move on to the next one, or the next two, I believe, which is ridged potato crisps. Now we're moving on to actual potato-based products here. On the left, we've got the real McCoys, which are one of Britain's thickest crisps, and they are a ridge cut crisp, very satisfying. A nice crunch to them. As I say, they are one of the UK's thickest crisps, along with Brannigan's. But on the right of the slide, we've got Seabrooks, which are also ridged potato crisps, but they're a bit lighter. They're not quite as robust as a McCoy's crisp. I've just shown the salt and vinegar flavour of both of them here, but they do both come in a variety of different flavours, all the standard ones. McCoy's do a particularly nice king prawn flavour, which is very nice. But both of these brands have many different flavours. Seabrooks have been going for a long time, actually.
We always have Seabrook in our house. Seabrook ready salted for the win.
Yeah, I've got Seabrook in my cupboard at the moment.
I'm just going to jump back 1 second. Nice. I'm sorry to jump back on you. Jojo makes quite a really good point here. Sorry to go back to Skips. She says, I think Skips are supposed to be a little like prawn crackers, like the prawn crackers you get from the Chinese takeaway.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, there's a good point there. I like that. And Mr. Reynolds says Seabrook all the way here. So I agree, Luke.
Yeah. I mean, I think McCoy's are my favourite of the ridged crisps because they are nice and robust, and you do feel like you're getting a good crunch out of them. But as I say, I've
McCoy's
got
once cost me. McCoy's once cost me a lot of money. Another mouth-related injury from crisps. I bit into one
Right.
once and it jabbed me in the roof of the mouth and it got infected. And then I had to go to an emergency dentist appointment. So, and then I had to pay for that appointment and then I had to pay for antibiotics. So as much as I like McCoys, caution, friends, if you're eating them, don't be a greedy pig like me. Take your time, because if you take one of those to the roof of the mouth, you're going to know about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
They should come with a warning, really. Like, don't be a
mean,
pig. Eat them slowly.
Do you remember what flavour it was?
It would have probably been ready salted, because I have to say, I love a ready salted crisps,
Right.
whatever it is.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You
No, I mean,
know.
I think salt and vinegar is probably my favourite all rounder. You know, no matter whether it's McCoy's or Walker's or Seabrook, whatever it is, I do like salt and vinegar. It's probably my favourite flavour all round. But I must say, I do like a prawn cocktail as well.
You love a bit of tang, then. You love a bit of the old tang.
I do like a tangy crisp. Yeah, I do.
That's fair. That's
But
fair.
yeah,
I'm a bit more basic.
so there's
me.
well, there's a couple of examples of actual potato crisps, and then I think, have I got one more slide?
You have got one more. Yeah, it's up there now, mate.
It's the daddy. Now, this is now. If anyone hasn't heard of these crisps before and hasn't ever tried these, let me just shill really, really hard for a second. Now, we are not sponsored by Slabs Crisps. I really wish we were sponsored by Slabs Crisps. Yeah. And if they ever hear this live stream, please send me free crisps, and I will shill as hard as I can on every video that we make.
Tell them what we did.
These crisps.
Or tell them, Ralph, tell them what we did. Tell the audience what we did. Oh, I'm trying to blame both of us.
Well. I mean, we talked about it, but I didn't think you were actually going to do it, and you did. You sent an email to Slabs, and you sent a tweet to Slabs as well, I believe.
Did
telling them how hard I love their crisps.
And I did say that they could sponsor our show for 6 bags of crisps, or a number like that, or something like that, or a box of crisps. Like for you, I did this for you. I mean, to be fair, I also did email Belle Delphine. No word of a lie. I've got the slides if we need to bring them up. But I actually did email Belle Delphine and asked if she wanted to come on the show as well, because I'm all about reaching out to people and trying to grow a network and trying to bring us all together. Now, Belle Delphine was probably a little bit not going to happen, although there's still hope. But I thought if I keep on at Slabs, if I keep chipping away at them. Just chip. But although the crisps, chip crisp. See what I did there? Oi. It was terrible. Yeah, no. So I did email them for you and tweet them, and I might have done a couple more times. But I'm just trying to get us sponsorship.
I do appreciate it, man. I mean, it would be amazing to get a sponsorship from Slabs, because I mean, yeah, I would quite happily sing their praises day and night. Now, if anyone listening, and I imagine the majority of people listening will not have tried Slabs, may have never even heard of them, they are without a doubt the thickest potato crisp you will ever find. Now, if you're familiar with Brannigan's, they are about 3 times as thick as Brannigan's. It's like someone has cut them with an axe. They are amazing. They come in big bags. They're standard. The smallest bag that you can get, and their standard bag, I think, is 80 grams. I think
that's a good size.
Yeah, and they really are amazing. Just the crunch and the snap that you get from them. They are so dense and so robust. They are absolutely amazing. Now, on the slide, I don't know if you can make out the flavour that they've got on this one, but the flavour that I've shown here on the slide is pan-fried egg, and they
Wow.
are gorgeous. They used to do an egg and chip flavour, which I guess is kind of quite an easy one, because they just had to add egg flavour to something that was already chip flavoured.
Yeah,
But they've
makes sense.
yeah, yeah. So the egg and chip ones were really nice. They've since changed the flavour just to pan fried egg. There are other flavours. One of the other flavours that I haven't tried, I think, is a black truffle, which doesn't sound great. But honestly, guys, if you haven't tried Slabs crisps, try and get hold of some. Now, they're not available at sort of general mass retail. You can't go into Sainsbury's and pick them up. Um, but they are sold on a website called We Love Crisps. I think it's .co.uk, but it might be .com. I think it's .co.uk. We Love Crisps. Now, they are expensive. I'm not going to lie. They're not, and then they're not cheap. They are, a good couple of quid per bag, but they really are worth it. And I'm sorry that I'm shilling so hard for them, and we haven't actually got a
I
sponsor
didn't want to
from
ruin
them.
the pitch. I didn't want to ruin the pitch, but I
Well,
can't promise that a clip of this section isn't going to end up in their inbox come Monday. That's all I'm saying.
well, I strongly recommend everyone listening to this live stream to get onto We Love Crisps, order yourself a box of Slabs crisps. You will not be disappointed, and you will thank me for it. Honestly, they are amazing. They are hands down the best crisp I have ever had in my life, without shadow of a doubt. Um, and I will be buying some on the website myself. But yeah, that's about it for
So
the
is that
slides
your
that I
sales
had
pitch done now?
prepared. I mean, it wasn't really a sales pitch. I mean, I could do better than that if I were trying to sell them.
I
But
think if they'd
yeah,
have
I
sent you
don't want
some, I
people.
think if they'd have sent you some, you probably would have. You could have done a live demonstration and shown how thick they were.
Oh,
So yeah,
that would be brilliant, and you'd be able to see, if I held one up on the camera, you would be able just to visually see how thick they are. They are amazing. They're like door stops, honestly,
so
and
the
they're
A
not
team could have made body armor out of them.
yeah, and they're also not all smashed up when you get them in. I think they just take care with how they package them, because they're all complete sort of discs of crisp. They're not. I mean, they're not going to break accidentally. If you could throw them out of off the top of a multi-story car park, and they're not going to break in the bag, because they are so thick. Um, oh, unbelievable. I'll try and get some at some point, I'll show them on the stream. They're fantastic.
Well, I think next show you need to show up with a bag of these. I think that's what needs to happen. I think we need to. We can just do a momentary revisit of the subject where you can shill your heart out, and that's fine. I just want to bring a comment up here from Stu, Universal Toy Collector. What about Doritos? Yeah, well, Doritos are corn snacks. Of all the crisps that are out there, or corn snacks, or starch snacks, whatever you want to call them.
Hmm.
But the list was so vast. I mean, I agree. I mean, Doritos are a great snack, and I actually have some cheese ones that I'm going to eat after the show. No word of a lie.
Yeah, I like I
But
like the cool ranch ones.
yeah, Carla's a cool Dorito flavor girl, whereas I'm more of a cheesy Dorito kind of guy. I like the cheesy Doritos. Something about I like them with beer. So the other week when I phoned you after Stu's Universal, his charity thing for Give Kids the World, which did fantastically. I don't know if you recall, but I was sat there half asleep trying to crunch into Doritos. I was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
tired. And I think I
Yeah.
fell asleep on you with a mouthful of Doritos, if I recall. So these
Yeah,
things
no,
do
we
happen.
haven't
So
really touched on Doritos. We haven't touched on Pringles either, which is
no.
obviously
And once you pop, you can't stop.
indeed
Allegedly,
you can't.
I think you can. I think my limit is half a tube of Doritos at a time. I can't eat any more than half
Pringles.
a tube. Pringles, sorry, Pringles. My apologies. They
Mhm.
dry me out too much. The bit too. And I only like the ready salted ones. There's a bit of a theme there. So
Ah,
Xantara's saying that she likes the Cool Ranch Doritos chips, that
mhm.
crisps chips. They're the bomb. Yeah, no, they are good. Cool,
Yeah,
cool Ranch are good.
yeah.
Do
I'm
you
with
do you think
Zantara. They're
we've
my favourite ones.
they are very good. Just to move things along a little bit, sorry, Monkey Boy. Do you think we've sort of come to? Do you think we've done a fair overview of
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
crisps? Do you think our
Yeah.
American cousins will come away from this show going crisps and not chips? I don't think they will. I think it's gonna be, if we can't get past
I don't think
changing
so.
the color of a bag of crisps, they're not going to get past changing the name. I don't think
No,
we're going to have a
probably not.
cultural impact like that. Not with this show.
No.
But yeah.
Oh,
Oh, hello, Robert.
it's
How are
Robert.
you? Well, I mean, hello, Robert. I mean, as we all knew in the first show, Robert was unfortunately in a little bit of a predicament, whereby if we didn't felt the show did well, that he was to be in Monkeyboy's words, dispatched via. I don't know if you can say that word on the internet, but what's it people saying on the internet? Pew pew. But
Yeah.
you survived that ordeal, didn't you, Robert? Yeah, you did. You did. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to shame you now, Robert. Monkey Boy, do you think it's fair to do this, Robert? Do you think it's fair to show the people, to show the people what you captured on your household CCTV, what you caught that little
I'm not
bugger
sure.
up to?
Robert,
I mean,
Robert, do you remember what you did last week that I caught you doing last week in the kitchen? Do you remember? Yeah.
yeah. People have been asking
Would
for
you mind
updates.
would you mind if we showed people what you got up to last week in the kitchen?
He looks a bit ashamed.
This is the face of he does look a bit ashamed, doesn't he? You're a monkey, you won't mind.
I think
Monkeys
we just gotta
can't get embarrassed. They can't get embarrassed, can they?
we just got to rip the bandit off. So guys, here, people have been asking. People wanted to know how Robert got on after the first show's ordeal. Here's a little update.
Following the previous live and moderately entertaining stream, recent CCTV footage from Monkeyboy's house has unveiled some peculiar behavior. It seems that Robert's actions, involving intimate interactions with household appliances, are likely a result of his hostage ordeal.
You dirty little beggar. I hope you've disinfected that toaster. I mean, that is just... Well, you know, you just... Robert, good night. I think you've let yourself down. I think...
Go on, Robert. Off you go.
Walk of shame, Robert.
He's off.
So sorry. I probably should have given a warning to people. If that was graphic, we haven't got any lines or anything you can call for help. And if you can relate to that situation, then I don't know how messed up your life is. But yeah, there's a little update on Robert and what Robert got up to. I was disturbed. Monkey Boy's disturbed.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
he's been up to some stuff, hasn't he? There was, before we round this show out, because you know every show reaches its natural conclusion. That there, you know, there was something I just wanted to go over. One of my friends, wisely or unwisely, well, two of my friends. One of my friends is a doctor, and I asked his wife in the week if he would be prepared to answer medical questions for the show relating to the subject of the show. So I want to call this little brief section. I just want to call it "Ask the Doctor," and I'm just going to bring up the conversation that we had. Do you think people will be interested in that? I mean, it's too late now. I've sold it. I've got to do it.
Yeah, let's have a go. Yeah, let's see what it is.
So I asked. I sent this to my friend's wife. Medically speaking, are there any health risks related to eating crisps whilst engaging in the act of love? And she responded, "Do you actually want me to ask him that?" There was a bit more than, and I was like, "Yes, of course." And she came back saying, "He says choking is the only thing he could think of, or getting salt and vinegar on your fingers, then other places leading to a UTI. Brilliant. So now we're all informed. Now we're all informed of the dangers of eating crisps whilst getting amorous with your partners. So I just wanted to share that with the audience. But I also wanted to say that we've had an absolutely fantastic turnout this evening. We've had some fantastic comments tonight. Sorry we couldn't get to them all. It's I have been reading them. I've been trying to bring them up on screen where possible. You guys have been absolutely great. Vic Squires says, "Ha, naughty boy, Robert." Yes. Very naughty boy. And thank you, Vic, for taking part. Thank you, Emma, for being such a good sport, because I do mercilessly take the mick out of you.
Thank you, ladies.
And
Thank you.
And thank you to Kim for all her technical support in the background, because she's always so supportive.
Thanks, Kim.
And she helps a lot. And thank you to everyone who's shown up this evening. I think we are getting towards the end, Monkey Boy. So I just want to say, before we close out completely, have you got any final thoughts, and did we learn anything? Is there anything we've learned this evening, or anything you want to give the audience before we close the show out fully? I mean, I got nothing, mate. I got nothing.
Well, I have learned that you can actually get an infection in your mouth from stabbing yourself to bits with crisps. I didn't know that would be possible, but
And potentially, theoretically, you could get a UTI.
Yep.
From eating crisp in the right situation. I think that's important information we can all take away, and we can all go away a little bit safer in the knowledge that there's a time and a place to eat our crisps. I've learned the correct way to say crisps, albeit publicly and being humiliated, but that's fine. So I think,
that
with
wasn't
that
the
said, I think
intention.
no, it's fine, and I absolutely would have done the same to you, and you should have done it, and you should always come at me with this stuff, because as soon as I find a hole in your armor, I'm going for it, mate. So don't you worry.
I really hope you do.
So I think the final part of the show is just to say, now we've said our thank yous to everyone, and we've said what our final thoughts are. Monkey Boy, where can we find you? Where can the good people find you?
They can find me on Monkey Boy's Toys on YouTube. They can also find me on Twitter at Monkey Boy's Toys, and they can also find Skeletor on Skeletalk on YouTube. And now, if you can't find Skeletor's channel, just go on to my channel and look in the video description on any of my videos, and you'll find a link to Skeletor's channel. It's a weekly Q&A series. You can ask Skeletor anything you like, and he will respond in the next week. So I do encourage people to check that out. What about you, Nick? Where can we find you, and what have you got coming up?
So I can be found here on the Action Popcast channel on YouTube. We've we have got a podcast coming out next month, me and Kim, and it's going to be a bit different. We normally pre-record, but we're going to be doing a live episode next month. So watch out for that.
Hey.
Yeah, it's going to be live. So
Okay, cool.
there'll be plenty of cock-ups from my part. You can also find the Action Popcast on your preferred podcast provider if you want to listen back to this show, or APC, the Action Popcast, which is mine and Kim's show. Because, of course, I'm part of two shows, the Action Popcast and Live and Moderately Entertaining. We're also on Instagram, we're on Twitter, X, whatever it is. And Kim Gonick does very kindly run a Facebook page for the APC, the Action Popcast. So you can find us all over the place. And if none of that works, just leave a comment in the comment section, because I'll always respond to you. So that's where you can find us, and that's what we've got coming up. I just want to say again, thank you to everyone who's taken part this evening. You've all been fantastic, and the support of our little stream has been exceptional. Sorry we had to cancel the other week, but I'm glad we got to reschedule, and we are going to be back in just over 2 weeks' time, because we have got another show scheduled. It would typically be monthly, but we're playing catch up, so keep an eye out for it, because rumor has it we might have a guest.
Ooh.
And I want to leave the intrigue there. So I just want to say, guys, thank you. And thanks for tuning in to Live Moderately Entertaining. I've been Nick APD. You've been...
I've been Monkeyboy.
And the little green thing was Robert the Monkey. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. So take it easy.
See you later.
Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye-bye, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.